Hi guys, Times Radio spoke to Sir James Dyson. Remember him, the Brexiteer who promised everything would be wonderful if the UK left the European Union. And sometime after, he shifted operations to Singapore. Well, he spoke about the benefits of Brexit. Nah, he just talked about abstract ideas like freedom and controlling one's own destiny. But benefits are coming, yes, but you just have to be patient. I didn't see that on the side of a big red bus, however. John PNR from Times Radio asked him his opinions 6 years after the vote.
Oh, well, I think it's fine. We're independent. I mean, we developed the vaccine independently, and we should do a lot more of that kind of thing. We're a great trading nation, international trading nation, right across the world. And we have every opportunity to do that now we're out of the EU. I mean, I wish a lot of the EU regulation had gone away, and the need to conform to European standards to free us to make products for the world, not just for Europe.
Yeah. But a problem with that is that most or a lot of the standards are based on European standards. So he's trying to suggest that it'd be a good idea to avoid European standards. Why? Why would you want to avoid European standards if a lot of countries follow European standards? Is it just because you're anti-European? You're throwing businesses under a bus just because you're anti-European? But once again, this guy moved some of his operations to Singapore following the vote.
I'm sure it'll happen. But I think it's a psychological shift. We're on our own. We're not under the influence and power of Europe. We can make our own destiny and do our own things in our own way. And that's for me, it's a psychological change.
A psychological change. You sound very optimistic, because now we're hearing opponents of Brexit from the Times saying it hasn't worked out, supporters of Brexit saying the opportunities are simply not being realised, and yet you seem to be satisfied with the course of events. I mean, are you happy with the way things are going, or do you feel it will work out as promised and as hoped later on down the line?
Well, I think, yes, I really do think it will work out, because we're independent. We're on our own. We can control our own destiny.
Why does he keep saying the same thing? If you repeat it enough, it becomes reality? We're on our own. We can control our own destiny. We're independent. But your largest market is Europe. So cutting yourself off from Europe doesn't make sense. Now, it's okay for him because he's in Singapore. Well, not in this interview, but he has operations in Singapore. That was a real confidence, show of confidence in UK manufacturing. Yeah, I'm going to do some of the manufacturing over in Singapore following the Brexit vote. He hasn't actually provided any real benefits of Brexit. There are businesses struggling at the moment. They can't find the staff they need because of the Brexit he supported. They can't export, or they're struggling to export. Businesses in Britain who used to export to the EU are seeing their customer base dry up because of the costs that are related to it, and the costs on the customer side, people importing goods and having to pay duty on them.
And we know we've got to do that. And I think we just have to be a bit patient about it. As I said, a change of attitude. But I do wish we separated ourselves more and weren't under the European courts, weren't under European regulations and standards, and could conform much more to a global norm rather than a European norm.
But as I said, the European norm is the global norm. Recently, the number of senators in the US Senate have been pushing for the United States to follow Europe's lead when it comes to USB-C charging. But James Dyson wants to go in the opposite direction. I think, is he one of these disaster capitalists?
Then what your feelings are about another big issue on the political agenda now, which is the prospect, I don't say certainty, but the prospect of a possible trade war with Europe over Northern Ireland and the Brexit agreement as it relates to trade between Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Are you concerned about that? It will have, won't it, if it comes to that, or even before it comes to any trade conflict, there'll be an impact on business, there'll be an impact on investment, there'll be an impact on imports and exports. What are your thoughts?
I don't think the EU would be crazy enough to have a trade war. But look, I mean, what we really need are more engineers. We need to develop more technology. We can export to the global markets. I mean, the rapidly growing Far Eastern market, which we're very big in, it's a really important market.
But UK manufacturing has collapsed since the 1980s. Export what? What are you talking about? There's a greater emphasis on services. Services are doing reasonably well, but manufacturing has collapsed. And this is a guy who moved some of his manufacturing out of the UK. And he's talking about, yeah, we need more engineers, we need more technicians to develop the technologies, but not to manufacture them. I presume, because UK manufacturing is going down the toilet. And Brexit has helped it further down that toilet. Sorry for the imagery there. This is a guy who campaigned and supported the destruction of UK manufacturing. And now he's talking about, yeah, we need more engineers and more technicians so we can sell all around the world. No. We develop the ideas in the UK and then we produce them abroad and then we sell them around the world. That's his idea, not creating jobs in the UK or at least manufacturing jobs in the UK. No, we've destroyed that. And he's still been asked, what's your opinion on the disaster of Brexit? Oh, you just have to be patient. Patient about what? Manufacturing coming back? Patient for some sort of benefits for ordinary people, apart from disaster capitalists? Jacob Rees-Mogg mentioned 50 years. Unfortunately, we don't get a number from Sir James Dyson. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.